This is Cindy Eiler, and I help you manifest your dreams into reality and live the life you were born to live. Thank you for being here today. And today's topic is resistance. I've been really thinking about this a lot, in fact, today. And, I'm very aware of how I feel every day. And if you've followed me at all, one thing I always tell people to do is notice their moods. Notice how you feel every day. And it's always good to do a check in when you first wake up in the morning, just kind of, how am I feeling? Am I feeling tense anywhere or do I feel good? Because when you can be aware of how you feel each day, you can actually decide if that's a feeling you want to continue to carry through your day, or if you want to consciously change it into one that you prefer. When you are living consciously, meaning paying attention to how you feel and deciding whether that is going to support your life and your dreams or your day or not, you have a much better chance of staying on target with creating the life that you desire and being a lot happier in the process. So, the topic of resistance is really important. As you might know, in order to bring in, manifest, receive, allow things into your life, your energy has to be open. So that's why it's always important to balance your giving and your receiving. So when people want to do things for you, you really have to let people do things for you, whether you really need it or not. I mean, you don't have to let everybody, but you have to make sure that you are not over giving. I always say, you have to 50% give and 50% receive. If you're giving 90% or 100%, and you're one of these people that have a really hard time receiving back, you are going to have a hard time bringing into your life the things you desire because you haven't taught yourself how to receive. So, there's people that are really big givers. And although that's really honorable and really nice, you have to make sure that you are allowing the space for you to also receive. I mean, receive, what could that be? Like somebody wants to buy you a sandwich for lunch. Okay, let them, say thank you. Yes, I'll have that. Or somebody wants to do anything for you, even if you don't need help. Say thank you and accept the help. Because when you learn to say thank you and when you learn to receive, you are opening up your energy to let things in. And that is one of the keys of learning how to receive in this universe. If you're always saying, no, 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 I don't need help, I do it myself, I have to do everything myself, then the universe repeats that. No, she doesn't need help. She wants to do it all herself. So you won't have the manifestations coming into your life. So that's just some basic 101 manifesting tips there. But I want to talk about the resistance part. The more open your energy is, meaning you're not closed off. You're not in, let's see, what are things that could close you off? Anger, resentment, resistance, thinking you're protecting yourself so you close off, or being hurt in love and then you shut down your heart. Those kind of things will close you off, or not letting people give to you. That's closing your energy off. Things that open your energy, obviously love, being loving, being in that intentional vibration of love is the most opening thing you can do. Giving, sharing, gratitude and appreciation. Those are really opening energies. Like I always tell people, like in my manifesting e-course, I I'll say, when you're having a rough day, find something to be grateful for. Find something to be grateful for. And I'll say, sometimes I have to search through fields of weeds to find that one tiny flower that's alive. And when I find that tiny flower, I am grateful for that flower. And once I am grateful for that flower, all of a sudden I notice, oh, there's something else over there that's really beautiful. And then I'm grateful for that. And then once I notice that, something else appears. So when you find one little thing to be grateful for, you'll start noticing more. So you want to always be opening your energy. And sometimes that's just breathing. Like, how often during the day do you take that deep breath? Just take that deep breath and let the air in. Sometimes it's about fluffing up your aura. I've talked about that before, where you just scoop down by your feet and throw energy over your head, and go down and scoop and throw it over your head. And imagine when you're scooping it over your head, sparkly, beautiful light. So you can pick the color. It doesn't matter. It can be sparkly turquoise, sparkly pink, sparkly yellow, whatever color feels good to you that day. Just pick up the energy near your feet, throw it up over your head, and imagine that it's sparkling right down through your aura and through your body. And that is like a really quick way to uplift your energy and fill you again. So it's really important to work your energy and not just your physical body. And doing these little things that I'm telling you can automatically shift your energy to being more vibrant, more open, and just more feel good. And when you feel good, that's when things will flow. When you feel good, you're in sync. When you feel bad, when you feel mad, when you feel off, when you feel down, those are very closing things, and that's when you're not in sync. The universe is about love. It's about flow. It's about openness. So when you're feeling something other than that, then you're stopping that flow from being able to enter you. So it's really important to every day consciously check in on yourself and notice how you're feeling. Things happen to us every day. Usually something will happen that might offer us some resistance. So I've had the opportunity to have some things happening on a daily basis that make me go, that resistance that takes you, and you stop that breathing for a minute and you just go, oh, I don't like that. So, think of the things that happen throughout your day that when you don't like something and it kind of tenses you up. So, for example, there's so many things. Like you might hear about a car accident, or you might hear about animals being mistreated, or you might hear about, bullying. It could be anything. You might get a letter that doesn't feel good, or an email. It can be any little thing. It can just be a picture. And you just feel yourself just tense up because something affects you in a negative way that you do not like. And that's when you are experiencing resistance. And the minute that you tense up, or you don't like something and you get really angry about it, and believe me, there's going to be varying degrees of this resistance and this anger. The more you hold that energy, the more you're closed off, and the more you're putting out like a static vibration, okay? Your energy talks actively to the universe. And let me tell you something. You are manifesting every single moment of your life, whether you are awake or you're asleep, or you are being conscious about it, or you're being unconscious about it. Your vibration, your energy is speaking to the universe, whether you are realizing it or not. So when your energy is angry and static about something, the universe is like, you're like a human antenna, okay? And the universe is like, whoa, anger and static there. Anger and static. So whatever your antenna is putting out, the universe is going to match that energy to you, okay? Quantum physics, okay, this is scientific, proves that like energy attracts like energy. So what your vibration, what your energy feels like are the experiences you are going to attract more of to you. So if your antenna is angry and static, the universe is going to put anger and static in your experience. If your vibration is happiness and success and flowing, the universe is going to give you more happiness, success, and flowing. So it's really important that you're conscious about what you are putting out into the universe. Okay, so let's get a little bit deeper on this. Have you ever noticed that when you start thinking about something, like say you want to have a blue Mercedes, like you really love blue Mercedes, all of a sudden you start noticing blue Mercedes everywhere. Or there's some shoes that you really like, and all of a sudden you start noticing everybody with those shoes. I am sure that everybody listening to this video has been there at one point or another where there's something that they want, and all of a sudden they start seeing it everywhere. It really happens a lot with cars. People who want a certain car, all of a sudden they start noticing this car everywhere. We live in a law of attraction-based universe. So what we put out there, what we think, what we say, what we feel, what we vibrate is what will vibrate to us. So if we're thinking blue Mercedes and wanting blue Mercedes, yes, you're going to start noticing blue Mercedes all around you. And you'll probably manifest it too. I mean, that's how I manifested my Jeep, okay? That is normal. So what you put your attention to, whether it feels good or doesn't feel good, is what you're going to see more in your experience. And if you are putting your attention on things that feel good and you're seeing more of that in your experience, that's great, okay? Because then you're vibrating that and your antenna is vibrating that, and then you're seeing more of that attract to you. But if you are focusing on things that don't feel good, that make you angry, that make you feel resistant, you are going to attract more of those things to you. And that is really hard on you, because even if you're somebody who works on your manifesting and wants certain things, you are conflicting your energy when you are allowing things into your space, into your focus, into your mindset, into your energy that are going to attract the opposite of what you want. So you'll actually, if somebody is really wanting something, but they're focusing on the opposite, you're actually really not going to get anywhere. But if you really want something and you focus on the opposite a lot, you'll just get a lot more of what you don't want. So, you've got to really realize what you're doing energetically within this law of attraction-based universe, because it can make a huge difference in your daily experience and your happiness and your ability to feel good every day. Because when you feel good, you're in a healthy space. Eventually, that is going to affect your physical body, and you will manifest discomfort in your body. Because, first of all, when you are going to that road of being totally upset about something, it's just like it's so toxic to your emotional self. It's toxic to your mental self, your mind. It's toxic to your energetic body. And if it continues, it will become toxic to your physical body. And you will start breaking yourself down. Okay, say you're really healthy, but you really don't feel good because you focus on things that really upset you. You may be thinking that you're doing something really good for a cause, but if it's starting to really knock you out, it's really starting to bring you down and make you feel really bad all the time or really angry all the time, you've got to ask yourself, is this worth my well-being? If you are willing to sacrifice your well-being for a cause, that is totally your decision. However, you want to think about that if you've got other people around you that care about having you in their lives, and what kind of quality life you want to have physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. Okay, I want to take this a little further, and I didn't mean for this to get so long, but I'm just going in steps here. So, think about this. Everything that we see in our experience is a manifestation created by someone. Everything that we see in our experience is a manifestation created by someone. So, how does anything manifest? It always starts with a thought or an idea. And once you have that thought or that idea, bam, energetically, it already exists, because that's how our universe works. If you see it or think it or imagine it, it already is. No doubt about it. It's not about, I want to have, create this thing that is nowhere in this universe, and this is what it is, and how can I create that? No. Instantly, the moment you think about whatever that is, it is immediately, energetically created. It has an imprint creation in this universe that fast. Now, if it's something you really want, then your next job is to create it into your reality, into the physical, right? Okay, and I'm not going to talk about that. If you want to learn that, you can take my manifesting e-course, go on my website and check that out. But if you are having a thought or an idea that you don't like and you wouldn't want, you're actually creating that immediately as well. That fast. So you have to think about where you are focusing. I can't stress the importance of this. Now, everything that is around us has been created by someone. And whatever you have focused on, you have helped create more of that. So think about the last week. What have you been focusing on for the last week? Everything you focused on, think about the main thing that you focused on. Everything you focused on, you created more of that. So now that you're thinking about it, did you focus on something that when you think about that main focus, is that something you wanted to create? Because you did. You've got to be really mindful. And if it is stuff that, you focused on stuff that you did want to create, then that's great. But if it's something that brings you a lot of anger and a lot of heartache that you're focusing on, you are actually helping to create more of that by focusing on it. Because the minute you think something, the minute you have an idea about something, and when you enforce it with a very strong emotion, wow, that makes it create faster than you can spin your head around. Because driving something with emotion will make it manifest so fast. So fast. Okay? So I want to talk about this. If there's something that troubles you in this world, something that bothers you, and we all have our things, okay? That's where I was getting into this whole resistance thing. I was thinking, okay, this thing that I got this letter and it really upset me. And I felt this resistance come. And I have to sit with that resistance until I can let it go. So how do I do that? When something is really bothering me, how do I do that? Okay? You have to find a way. You have to find a way for your own well-being and for the well-being of this planet. So let's talk about some people. Let's see, I have a list here. Some people get really upset about war. Okay? So that really angers them. And so because they are upset about it, they see every war story, they hear about every death, They see people they know going away, they see people they know dying, but because they are so focused on the fact that they hate war, they see a lot more of that bad stuff, I'll call it, because that's how they're perceiving it, into their experience than probably someone who didn't think about it that much. How do you stop the resistance to something that hurts you so much, that upsets you so much, like war? You can actually help by focusing on peace instead of war. So instead of, I hate war, war's this, war that, this is terrible, why are we in war, this is crap about war, you can start focusing on peace. How can we bring more peace? How can there be more peace in this country? How can we have more peaceful experiences happen in regards to this? Okay, focusing on the peace. That feels better than being mad about the war. It doesn't mean you're ignoring the war. It doesn't mean that you are condoning the war. It means that you are looking for the opposite of what war stands for, and you start focusing on that, which is peace. And it could mean something else for you, but I'm going to say peace. And when you focus on peace, that is a much different vibration than war. And then you're going to vibrate peace energy within you, and you're going to attract more peaceful experiences to you, and you're actually going to be much more productive in eliminating war by focusing on the peace. Because if you keep focusing on the war, you are creating more war because your antenna is vibrating war. Do you understand how this works? It doesn't mean you're condoning it. It just means that you don't want to create more of it, so you focus on what feels good. And take it further, then you will not get sick. I'll just say that. Emotionally, you won't be as drained. Mentally, you won't be as drained. Physically, you won't be as drained because you are focusing on a much higher vibration that feels a lot better. How about animal factories where they're slaughtering animals horribly and torturing them and killing them for consumption? Yes, absolutely. Horrible. How about slaughtering animals in the wild and capturing wild animals and putting them in captivity? Those are all horrible, horrible feeling things. However, if you keep focusing on it and keep being upset by it and keep just being in that energy, you're going to see more and more and more of it happening. It just becomes like this endless thing. And I'm not saying that by not putting energy to it that you're not helping, but I'll tell you, you are like a human antenna. And when you are driving it with a very strong emotion of anger, or sadness, or pain, or upset, you are breaking down your energy and your physical body for the sake of those issues, and you are helping to actually create more of it. It's like you're working against yourself. And so you would want to look at the opposite. What would that be? So the opposite can be, like I said, several things. So they could be, instead of death, like killing animals, let's focus on life of animals. Instead of capturing in captivity, let's focus on the freedom of wild animals. And you are actually focusing on what you want. You want be living, happy, healthy creatures, have freedom, whatever that is. And when you focus on that, then you bring more of that to you because you're that human antenna, and you create experiences where you start seeing things working out. You'll start noticing, Oh, wow, look at this country. They're not going to do this to the dolphins anymore. And look at this farm. It's going out of business because whatever. You'll start calling to your attention solutions instead of focusing on the problem and creating more of it. So you want to go to the opposite. You've got to find the pain and the solution. And you want to focus as much as you can on that solution. You'll feel better, you'll have more strength, and you'll see in your experience more and more things resolving because you're putting your energy to that. You see how this goes? This is the way you release that resistance. This is the way you stop the craziness and you allow in the solutions and the resolutions. It's just a matter of which way you're going to turn your head and what energy you're going to choose to vibrate within you. And by focusing on the positive, on what you do want, that doesn't mean you're condoning this. That means you're focusing on this so this can go away. Because the more you keep looking at it, the more you're going to keep bringing it in. The more you're going to keep seeing it in your experience. So there's always degreeing factors in this, and everybody is always creating. Whoever created those animal factories where they're killing animals, that was somebody's manifestation. And in essence, you are fighting up against somebody's manifestation. And maybe they're very good at manifesting, and you are actually, because they're holding that manifestation of their business, and that's how they know how to make a living. That's what they were brought up with. They don't think there's anything wrong with it. They're just in that mindset. But you keep focusing on what they're doing, you are helping them to manifest more success with that. And so peace can be your manifestation. And the more people that can focus on that, they can manifest that. But just realize that everything that's happening in this world is a product of everybody's thoughts that have become manifested. So think about that. Some people are better at manifesting than other people. And if you're going to put your attention to help other people continue to manifest that are very good at manifesting what they're manifesting, and you don't like it, then you've really got to rethink about what you want, because you are helping them big time. Think about what you're resisting and find a way to look at that pain of what you're resisting and what could be the opposite of that you would like to see instead. And don't give your power to the pain. When you give the power to the pain, you just keep it alive, you keep it growing, you keep it building. You've got to look at the solution, that opposite end of the spectrum that's going to help you release the resistance within yourself and open you up to more goodness. Okay, and sometimes it might be a little harder. Say you're having a disagreement with somebody, like somebody's just being really difficult with you. And you say, you know what? I'm tired of resisting this person and what they're doing. Number one, your first decision is you are tired of giving this person your energy, because when you are feeling a resistance to someone because they are bothering you so much, you are actually feeding them with your energy by holding that resistance. So your first decision is, I am no longer going to give my energy to this person in this situation because I don't like it, so I don't want to strengthen it within them. So this person's really bothering me. I feel this huge resistance in me. What can I do? Okay. I am not going to carry her issue in my energy. I'm just going to let that go, and I'm going to choose to just do what I need to do to feel good today. Okay? You just choose what you can do to feel good that day. It's so important that you start noticing that when different things come to you during the day, if they make you lose that breath and tighten up, that is a huge sign of resistance, and not for you to say, I don't like this, blah, 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 I'm not going to, blah, 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 blah. No, stop, just take a breath and acknowledge, I am feeling resistance with this. Now, how can I let go of this resistance of this thing right now? Where can I focus so I can release the resistance of this and feel better? You know what it really takes? It just takes that you have the awareness that it's happening, and that right away, instantly, you realize when you become resistant to something and you decide that you are not going to do that, and you ask yourself, how can I focus to let go of this resistance and feel good right now? And maybe it's, you know what, I'm just not even going to deal with this right now because I have something more important to do. Because you know what? Resistance distracts you from the good in your life. And only you can choose to either allow that to distract you from the good and the success and the forward movement that you want in your life, or you can say, you know what? I'm not going to let this get in the way of what I'm doing right now. That really sucks. And you know what? That person or that thing, they're spinning in their own crap, and I'm not going to buy into it. I'm not going to go there. I refuse. I'm not playing the game. I always say, it's your life. You choose the games you want to play. And if somebody brings to you a game that you're not interested in playing in, you don't have to. Recognize that you're experiencing that resistance. Decide that you're not going to go there. And decide what you're going to do right now to feel better. And go there. Okay? So everybody start paying attention to when you're feeling that resistance and move through it right at that moment instead of getting into it, involving yourself, dancing in that drama of resistance, and creating more of whatever that resistance is. Because the longer you stay in it, the more you're creating it. So when you recognize it right away, you can move through it right away, and it doesn't have a chance to grab on into your energy and start affecting you in a negative way. Okay, everyone. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, a like. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and go to my website at cindyiler.com and sign up for free newsletters and updates. And I'll see you all later.
Get inspired and live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy. Travel through Egypt, see the blue Nile, Sahara Desert, open up your mind. Have an adventure in the deep Red Sea. Get your dose of spirituality. Get inspired, live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy. Get inspired and live your dream. Change your life, set yourself free with Cindy. Yeah, join Cindy.